and she's right now waiting outside, so would you please... Okay. Yeah, she's really right here. Yeah, so I think you should come visit because she has really something very urgent. Okay, so you know I'm telling a lie, right? So okay, my play will be ended now. So alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen. So I believe that everyone present here must have ever told a lie to your friends or someone else besides you. Maybe you've cheated your parents about your examination scores, or you've cheated to your teacher about the reason why you couldn't finish your homework, something like that. And apart from that, if you are lucky enough, you may simply be the victim who are fooled with by others. And sometimes it's even from your dear friend, someone you think as most trustful persons in the world to you. Well, it's really bad. And I think all the jokes will be happening at a particular day. Yes, it's just the day after tomorrow, the April 1st day, right? Okay, so today my topic is telling lies and telling white lies. I think there is a big difference between telling lies and telling white lies. From our childhood, we have been told a very famous story by our parents again and again. It was called "The Wolf is Coming." I believe that everyone here must have heard of that, including yeah. Okay. So the story told us that once upon a time there is a little boy who was responsible for taking care of a herd of sheep, and just for the sake of adding some fun to his life, he would always tell the people in his village that the wolf is coming. So, of course, it was just a lie, and she just made it for some fun. However, at last, when the wolf was really coming, there's nobody in the village else, someone who will believe in his words. As you can predict, all the sheep were eaten by the wolf. So it's a very enlightened story, and the story has actually been influencing generations by generations. And it teaches that telling lies will not only hurt someone else besides you, but also you will definitely jump into the trap set by yourself. Right? However, when it comes to the white lies, I think it's a totally different concept. Just imagine that one day a doctor come up to you and said, "Well, I'm sorry, Cathy, but your mother has had a very serious cancer. And I think it's better for her to keep a positive attitude rather than giving herself up. So what will you do? Telling her lies or telling her truth?" Well, it's a dilemma, I know. And it just reminds me of a story when I was young, at around 7 years old. My beloved uncle, who was living together with me since I was born, passed away. And at that time, my grandpa just told me that, "You know, little child, because your uncle was a very great guy, and he just did something very grateful to the society. So, you know what? He was regarded by the world, by the God, and was sent to the heaven, a place without any crimes." In fact, I believed my grandpa's words at that time. And later in the funeral, in my uncle's funeral, I was the only one who was still wearing a smile. It is truth. And now I've grown up and I know what that means. However, I was still very grateful for my grandpa for telling me such a white lie. Maybe at first he was just the one to comfort me and make me feel much easier. I think because of his white lie, at least I was having a happy childhood without any sorrows or shadows. So, in conclusion, I think there is a big difference between telling lies and telling white lies. And it is definitely not a true or false question about whether it is good to tell a lie. Only if you are doing something good in consideration of others, or you are giving a positive effect to the society, you will never be criticized, I promise. And it just reminds me of a famous prediction recently. It says that the Earth will be destroyed in 2012. Everyone heard of that? Yeah? So, if the famous prediction was not a lie, treasure your life now. Treasure your beloved parents and your dear friends right now. Thank you very much.